That felt really good.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to day 2 of the Fishbowl 4 here at Rockets, together with Playing with Power. Just for anybody who's tuning in and maybe missed yesterday, this is a 2-day event, 5K, a gold level Top Deck Series event. A lot on the line here, and we are in round 6 of the Swiss. One more round after this before we cut. I'm Michelle Tanner.
I'm not. I'm Lauren. MTG underscore hot dog. Thank you for joining us. And we have an insane pod here.
Yeah, I was going to say, you picked out some interesting looking stuff here. I'm going to say one thing, a lot of Rogsai.
Yeah, so I think Rogsai is pretty well favored in this matchup.
I would say it does seem reasonable that a Rogsai deck will win here.
So all of these players are in contention for winning, or for being in top 16. I don't think any of them have top 16 fears of missing out.
Right.
I know these players personally. They're all friends.
Okay.
They all play the same deck, so they kind of back and forth trade secrets for for how to build this deck. But what I expect from this is it's going to be a very quick game.
Okay.
But they're going to play multiple for us. I've talked to them already. I believe, yeah, it's going to be nuts. I think they're playing it out. I don't think they're drawing. I think they're playing it out for seat position in top 16.
I mean, that's fair. Especially if you know people and no one's probably gonna miss even with a loss. It's better better to just see where it goes, right?
But these are kind of the who's right now of who's playing Rogue Rock Silas right now. It's it's funny to see. I've played in these quad Rog pods before. The games can sometimes be a turn order simulator. So
yeah, I mean, it's kind of just who opens with an insane hand and go from there, right?
Yeah. Flare of Duplication, I think, is going to be the card to know in this.
No, yeah.
Everyone's going to have really impactful instants and sorceries. Everyone's going to have their Rogs. I'm really excited to see how this pod goes. I think this is going to be a high octane. This is the Fast and Furious of CDH pods right now.
It would be funny if they drew just to make sure that a Rogsai deck didn't win out of a quad Rog.
Yeah, so, let's mess up the data.
Yeah, let's just throw it off entirely.
Yeah. We have the Prim the Cat tokens that you like
I
so
know,
much.
I saw them and get it. I mean, everybody's bringing their token game very strong. We always keep extras at the tables just for, random interactions that people aren't ready for.
Yeah.
But everybody showing off their very fancy tokens. I've appreciated that all weekend.
And those are Gold Sabertooth art. Gold Sabertooth, who did the playmats, for the event playmats, did those tokens.
Oh, really?
Well. Yeah.
Oh, we didn't talk about that. So
yeah.
That's nice.
And we have Ori Suin here too, kind of a notable CDH pilot.
Yeah.
He won Fishbowl 2.
Mm-hmm.
He also won the TopDeck.gg Expo, so he's locked in winning a platinum event for the invitation. He won the Expo, which guarantees him an invite to the invitational. So he's here for glory. He's a fierce competitor.
Here to crush.
I don't think I've ever beaten him. Or he's a really, really competent Magic player, extremely, extremely talented.
Not to say that the rest of the table isn't. So
no.
we're in for a treat, is what you're trying to say.
Oh yeah, all of these players. I think Ryan might need a deep run here to be in invitational contention.
Right.
But all of these players, I'm pretty certain, are in contention for the invitational. This pod that we're seeing here now very well could be a pod that we see in a month. So kind of maybe a little TC Rockets Nostradamus effect right now. We're looking into the future.
You're trying to shot call.
Yeah, but
yeah, it makes sense. Which means that obviously $5,000 on the line for top prizes today is nothing to sniff at. But I think for a lot of these players, the points are slightly more relevant thing that they're really looking for.
Yeah, I think with the points really securing the first ever quote unquote pro tour, being at the top of the leaderboard, being the first to ever be on the top of a leaderboard, as this is kind of a format
kind of
defining.
cement your place in CEDH history a bit.
Yep. Or if you can't be on the leaderboard, you cast events. So that's why I'm here.
Yeah, you got to give everybody a chance to win sometimes.
True.
That's how I look at it.
It's the the grinder to content pipeline. If you can't win, you talk about it.
I mean, I can win, but I also like to talk about
True.
it.
Why I can't win? I need to take pointers from you.
Like, I play for Team Rockets. I can't say that
True.
I don't win.
Yeah. Oh no, I was mostly dissing myself.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I need to, do you offer coaching? I need to take pointers.
For limited, specifically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's sick.
Yeah. So I think right now everybody's kind of resolving mulligans, and I'm curious how bad it is to even go down like a card in this quad setup here, right? Because you just feel very underpowered all of a sudden if you don't have like everything at your disposal when you know pretty much exactly what the deck can do.
You can. The crazy part about Rogsai is how explosive it is, even with limited resources.
Yeah.
You can mold. This deck is sort of built where you can mold pretty aggressively and be able to have a favorable outcome. I've seen, seat 4 mold a 3 win the game in quad Rog even pod. So
I think that's the case for a lot of combo deck. No matter what format you're playing, right? Like if you're looking for very specific interaction, because I guess it's also kind of a two-sided thing here, where they also know how much to expect anyone else to even be able to stop them from doing their things.
Yeah.
So if everybody's trying to be the fastest, then that's less likely that they can be stopped.
Right. None of these players really like to play interaction either. I don't want to out anybody too much, but
the human element always matters, especially when players know each other as to how they look at hands they keep, right?
Exactly. Is he pulling up the stream? Oh, no, I couldn't tell. He's pulling up. That's very funny. I like seeing the different variations and how. Oh, he's reading the Oracle text on Rog. Okay, perfect.
When I was like, when no one has an English
Jeez
card.
I think they're being a little performative right now, putting on a bit of a show. Maybe some gamesmanship, sort of hyping each other up. You have just looking at the Oracle text again. I think this is just some friendly ribbing here. A little bit of gamesmanship. I love seeing this. This is hilarious.
Gotta give everybody a chance to wake up. It's still early.
Oh yeah, it is.
I mean, we're barely 9:30 PST, so
Yeah.
and then popping off. All right. Well, okay,
Yeah.
sure. Fast mana.
We're gonna see a wheel possibly. Oh, Witch
no,
Claw with the mana floating, and we're immediately
handing it over. Saying go.
Activating Rog and passing. Wow.
Okay. What do you think you wished for?
If I had to guess, I think it's a flare.
That's a reasonable guess. I mean, he had what, 3 cards left, so
Yeah.
assuming one of those is a land.
Yeah, I would have to guess a flare. Oh.
Okay.
We're playing Vast.
I guess it doesn't matter what you wished for.
Yeah. It's hard pressed to flare that one if it is a flare, but gotta love Hori going, yeah, I don't need a land. I can
It's just
no one's gonna counter this.
yeah, can't be stopped.
No. Lotus Petal, Springleaf Drum, and a Gemstone Caverns. Well, we hit our land drop.
Yeah,
Easy.
awkward gemstone, but yeah.
Yeah, very awkward.
when it was that close, it's just funny.
Okay, they're all conceding to Ori. So Ori revealed that he had a Tainted Pact and a Grim Tutor in hand with all the floating mana and the ability to
This is
produce.
just because we talked up Ori, isn't it?
Yep. So congratulations to Ori. You've won this game.
And we're doing it again.
And we're going to do it again.
Yeah,
so.
we're going to at least have our first round of the day will be for funsies here now.
Yeah. So for those just tuning in, Ori has just won the game. However, all of these players have agreed that they are willing to play. That way we don't cut our stream right there.
Just so we can have some interesting quad rog action for the next hour, I guess.
Yeah. I would say if you're just waking up, maybe get some coffee.
Yeah, settle in.
Or this might energize you enough without a quick.
We'll see how many games we can fit into like 60 minutes.
This is kind of awesome. But that just shows how good Rogsai is. I mean, granted, and maybe not in a quad rog, maybe there's a little bit more interaction, but Ori was like, heck it, I don't need lands.
I mean, also when everyone understands what's going on and will just easily concede to what's happening, right? That's not always the case.
So funny. Well, that was a great game one showing by Ori. They said,
really putting the C in CEDH.
Yeah. They made a suggestion that they should do a best of 9 tournament round robin right now. We might be able to get that done in an hour.
Yeah, we'll just knock it out and everybody goes home.
Yes, it is, Alk. Hi, Kai. Thank you.
Oh, but he didn't put the underscore on hot dog, so it can't be the same person.
Kai, it's actually MTG_ hot dog.
You gotta be specific.
I don't know who MTG hot dog is.
Yeah, he's gonna be very upset.
He probably plays Blue Farm.
His name.
MTG hot dog plays Blue Farm.
So as the players shuffle up for their fun match, I actually didn't know exactly what was in Ori's hand like to begin with, but it did seem like he just probably couldn't have had a much better hand to start, especially in this grouping, right?
Right.
But I think that leans into what you can keep against your own deck, essentially.
Right. I think none of these players are keeping interaction.
Right.
And this is just kind of knowing the deck and knowing the players as well.
Yeah.
I'm profiling a little bit based
That's where you lean into, like, if everybody goes fast, then you just have to be the fastest, right? And I think, I mean, obviously play order matters a lot here. Yeah.
It's a slightly turn order simulator.
Yeah.
But Ori had a bunch of mana, had a Tainted Pact and a Grim Tutor, so you have an uninhibited way to get Breach combo found out with all the mana, and pretty easy to assemble once you have it. And having the Lotus Petal makes Breach lines a little easier, especially if you get like a grinding station, and then you're making it. Yeah,
you just keep popping mana.
Doing the thing. But got to love Roxai. This is a fan favorite.
I was like, if you don't, this round's not really for you, I guess.
This is a very alienating round, but yeah, I recently switched to this deck. I was sick of just sitting there.
You said you really like it though, right?
Yeah, it's really fun. It's like all gas, no brakes.
I mean, clearly.
It embodies there's a sentiment in CDH of just win. Like no matter what deck you have, just win. And this deck, I feel, just wins. Just is able to quickly and consistently put wins on the stack.
Yeah.
And you're in the 3 best colors in CDH.
That's fair. I mean, not having access to blue feels a little awkward in a lot of matchups.
Yeah.
So, for as aggressive as the deck is, right? Like, still having access to some interaction is pertinent for these matchups where you're not against the same deck.
True.
5 billion times.
We have Quad Rog, Fishbowl 4, 4x4, 4 Silas, 4 Rog. Where are we going to mold a 4? We can keep the 4 train rolling.
We don't need it.
Everyone mold a 4. Make 4 mana.
I was like, why are you trying to make them mold a 4?
Just if it's Fishbowl 4, that's what that should be like, I should go tell them, like, you guys can only mold a 4.
Just, you have to find a keepable 4. The games would probably be slower, but maybe not necessarily.
4 Rog, 4 Psy, 4 Rog Psy players, Fishbowl 4. We're doing it live. Everyone starts at 4D. I could try to keep coming up with...
You don't have to.
No, I think I have to.
Nobody's making you.
I'm contractually obligated to. All right.
Look like maybe keeps.
If it was me, I would just draw 7 face down. Whatever happens.
Just whatever it is.
Whatever happens, happens.
I wonder if they'll switch up play order just for fun to give everybody a shot.
We'll get 4 games for sure. Each person, they'll just rotate them.
Yeah. Otherwise, it seems a bit unfair, right? Like, if you have a great hand, but you're, like, 4th, you're just, like, never gonna get a chance.
Zane's tuning into our coverage here. Hi, Zane.
Checking in.
We see you, Zane. It's so funny. Oh, I'm checking the chat.
I hope you're all nice.
Yeah, chat, are we being nice? Oh, Ori's starting.
Oh, so they did switch.
Yeah.
I mean, for fun. Makes sense, right?
So funny. Okay, we have Bloodstained Mire fetching for a blue source. Mystic Remora passing here.
An arguably slow start, considering how the last one went.
It's the slowest start I've ever seen in these pods. All right, we have Sergio deploying a Rog. This is like the kind of pod where you want gut shot, just like
Yeah, just to go bap, bap, bap.
eat, eat your Rog, eat your Rog.
Like, that's what you get for playing fast.
Yeah. The suspense right now of Sergio playing Rog. Oh,
Land?
Phyrexian
Maybe?
Tower?
Maybe not.
We're thinking about it.
Yeah, I was like, this is an interesting amount of tank on the land
Yeah.
to play.
Dang. We went there we go. Okay. Crypt.
Okay, we got some men
And
online.
4 mana.
Maybe we're using it.
Eating the
Bye-bye.
Rog, 2 black mana. For an Imperial Seal.
Okay.
That fish is eating good.
Yeah,
That fish is eating good. Are we
this
gonna...
was the solid tech for not having a super fast hand, at least. You're gonna draw some cards.
What are we getting here?
I guess part of it would depend on what's already in his hand,
Yeah.
which couldn't see.
Curious what really cracks this open. I suppose if you use like the black for a Dark Writ, then you have Nas mana, but I'm curious where this is going. You can do Crypt, recast Rog.
Sure, that doesn't seem like the best line, but sure, that is a thing you could do.
Yeah, these pods are nuts.
Maybe he's also having a think here.
It's like, I didn't think it was gonna resolve. Who are we kidding though? None of these players
Yeah, I
have
was like,
interaction.
If anything, I think he would be pretty sure it would resolve.
I have to tell you something. After our cast yesterday, I went and checked, and I bought it. The one copy of Mana Severance that TC's Rockets
Oh
had.
gosh, we did have one.
Yeah, it had one left. It's Lauren's now.
I was like, now belongs
Yeah.
to you. That's amazing.
So any Bolas the Citadel enjoyers in chat, Mana Severance, I'll see you. You can Ristic tutor. All right.
I feel like this is just to spite what I said now.
So he heard. These walls are thin. He heard. All right. We have Underground Sea. Oh, we're just making mana. Are we wheeling with this mana? 3's pretty good.
I mean, he certainly threw down some cards real
Oh,
fast. Whoa,
Infernal
oh.
Plunging the Rog. 3 red floating ad nauseum. And this is where you have to be worried about a flare.
Anybody?
Everyone gave the thumbs up. Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Going down a couple.
not great so far.
Yeah.
We're missing
Saw
some
Brain
fast
Freeze.
mana. 1 mana
A lot of land.
source when we are unlocked.
Still a lot of land.
If only had Mana Severance. Even a Simian Spirit Guide, I think, might unlock us here. We are seeing quite a bit of land.
Okay.
No fast mana.
Yep. Still some land.
Oh, that might help.
We'll get pro.
Dockside's
Dockside's-
pretty good. No, not really.
Yeah, I was like, Doc said not really not really anything interesting right now.
I feel like we're one mana off to really kicking this off. He needs some sort of fast mana.
Yeah.
Sure.
Just very awkward to just hit a lot of land, and he's like, I gotta keep going.
Oh, I think that unlocks us
Okay.
here.
It was he's getting close. There's
Yeah.
not a lot of life to work with anymore.
No, not at all. I think that certainly unlocks us. I think Dockside for even, but color fixing the colorless into colored mana, and then being able to, you can calling the Weak It then to make black mana, and then you can Dark Ritual make more black mana. I think that Mox Diamond was make or break.
Doing some quick math here.
Yeah. They're helping him count.
I
And
was
then
like, and I think he has one actual card like in hand that very well could have just been another land. Probably, we don't know.
So I think, yeah, I think we got
Definitely
there.
not the biggest dockside ever, that's for sure.
No, not at all. No, we have an even mana dockside
Yeah.
for color fixing. We're thinking though. We're really thinking here on this.
Yeah.
The Springleaf Drum does help with mana as well.
I mean, it's also probably easier to just split up everything that's actually a viable card and then
True.
set aside these land.
I think he's saying, "Hey, I win. Here's how I win."
Are we looking at like, storm count?
Yeah, right. He does have to play through a fish, but I didn't see that much
yeah,
protection.
I don't know how bad the fish would be at this point.
Oh, I think Zane's stopping there. He does run the risk of hitting Bolas Citadel.
I was like, he does have to think on it, right? Is it he can make something happen right now? It's not amazing though. Like,
Yeah.
or he can try to go just a little bit more.
Oh, we're stopping.
Yeah, okay. I mean, get Probe to take a peeksies here is pretty good.
I think we're seeing no counter magic in Ori's hand.
I mean, he chose one person to be worried about players, so it's reasonable.
Meanwhile, Ryan hasn't taken a game action yet.
He's just got his hand down, just like, you know.
So funny.
If he did have something, this would be rough.
Oh yeah. I think we're gonna ride a flame here, dockside.
Maybe anybody?
2.
Yeah.
Treasure. It's like a game of solitaire. Like,
yeah.
we have a dark rip. Then I think you Springleaf Drum, be able to float mana from the dockside and then calling the Wicket. Yep. I think it's GG's for everyone. Do we float blue? Yep, calling.
Black, yep.
Yippee!
I was like, at this point, it's just math. It's up to him to not do something incorrectly, right?
Right. I'm wondering if now we use the Demonic Tutor to grab Underworld Breach, and then we can use the LED, or excuse me, the blue mana floating. We don't even need the Lotus Petal, and we just brain freeze the rest of our library. Storm count's healthy.
Yeah, I think we're at least 5, 6, I think.
We have the Entomb as well.
7, 8, 9. Yeah.
This probably grabs Breach.
Well, while we're watching, I was thinking, for anybody who doesn't know what he's going for right now, what would be the line to win if somebody tuning in was not super familiar with the deck?
Yeah, for sure. So the way we're winning this game, if we're Zane, so we can tutor for Underworld Breach. We have a Brain Freeze in Yard. We hit Brain Freeze to our own library. And then from there, people usually will concede, but if we're playing concise and we really are going for maximum efficiency, you brain freeze yourself and then Thoracle from graveyard with your whole library as backup, and then you just win. You can also, if you're concerned or worried, you brain freeze all your opponents when your storm count's high enough, make sure that they don't have anything. There's a bunch of different ways and lines. If for whatever reason you were
a breach while we're talking,
hell yeah. If for whatever reason you were cut off or starved, like you didn't have breach or something like that, this deck has Praetor's Grasp to be able to use your opponents. And most of the time, if you're sitting at a table, another player will have
I would say Thoracle being a common win condition is an interesting thing to be able to maneuver from other people too, right? Yep. Also difficult to brain freeze other people in certain cases as well because of that.
You also have, if you do brain freeze, I mean, there's a bunch of ways to win at this point as well. If you brain freeze everybody, you can also win with Mnemonic Betrayal.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different ways, but once this breach resolves, if you're at a table, it's probably game over for you.
Yeah.
And we have brain freeze.
Pointing at his own stack of cards there.
And Zane here showing the protection that he has. And they're scooping. Okay.
Yeah.
So that was game 2 of our Quad Rog round 6 coverage.
Show the Thoracle just so people know.
Oh no, the endurance! No.
Got him.
Yeah. I think they're gonna play another. I can go confirm that with them, but I think they were down to kind of put on a show for us for coverage.
That would be neat.
Let me go. I'll go double check.
We'll
Yeah.
see if they'll shuffle back up.
Okay. I'll be right back.
And yeah, it absolutely would be style points to steal somebody else's Thoracle and win. But yeah, I'm fairly certain that they'll at least play one more for us. Since these are moving along a little quickly. Not quite as fast as winning on turn 1, but you know. And yeah, interesting to see 4 of the same deck playing at a table, just because seeing how differently each player kind of pilots it is interesting in itself.
They're gonna play a total of 4 for us for Fishbowl 4.
Nice.
So they're
Nice.
shuffling up. They're ready.
So we're halfway through, which means we probably get another 5 minutes of coverage.
Yeah. Yeah, these games, there are so many game actions that are taken,
Yeah.
and this just shows like what turbo in a vacuum is in CEDH.
Oh, absolutely. This is arguably like one of the fastest decks that somebody could probably sleeve up right now too,
Yep.
though. So not everything is a solid win on turn 1 kind of setup, but this deck seems to do it a little bit more easily than some other ones
Yeah.
for sure.
This is probably the most consistently fast deck. There's other decks that can win on turn 1. The issue is they lack the consistency to continually put that on the stack.
Yeah.
Rogsai is the most consistent at doing that.
Yeah, because a lot of the time somebody will be able to interact with you the first time you try to win.
Yeah.
One way or another. But being able to put that kind of pressure on the next time you untap, you know, is hard when your opponents also have to fight the other 2 people at the table besides you.
Right.
There's only so much interaction to go around and still facilitate your own win cons.
Right. Does turbo? I've only ever used that term in CDH and Commander, but are there decks that you would consider turbo in 60 card formats? Like, would you call it turbo?
I mean, there's anything that's considered. I mean, like, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like turbo depths is a thing, right? In Legacy.
Yeah. Like, there's a handful that would be called that. It's mostly just, like you said, it's just anything that is like built to go a little bit faster than normal.
Yeah.
But it's not a super common thing for outside of CEDH, I suppose.
Makes sense. And I think the reason turbo finds its home here in CDH, or the archetype is so popular, is it being a multiplayer format, and if your deck is built to just win before 3 other people,
Yeah.
you're usually gonna have good results. In 1v1, I think you lose, not that nuance, I don't think that's the right word, but the angles in which you attack your opponent are different.
Yeah. Do you think you play a turbo, like, super fast deck just because you're not good at arguing? So you don't want to have to make a case for your win, you just win.
No, I mean, I've just found that turbo, because I've played like Sans Blue Turbo before.
Sure.
And I've just found that play style of just being able to
Just jam.
just jam, to develop my board faster than everybody else. That just was really in line with my play style.
Yeah.
I really liked having more permanence than everybody else.
Like, I wanted a chance to take way more game actions immediately.
Right?
But yeah, I think everybody has just a style they lean into. A lot of people like to go fast.
Yep.
And I mean, in a competitive format, if that leans you into being a winner more often than not, nothing wrong with that.
Right. It's funny too, because like in 60 card, I love the mid-range plan.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely, completely mid-range pilled in 60 card.
Oh, that's mostly me. Like, I play Murktide in Modern,
Nice.
and I play Rakdos mid in Pioneer. You know, like I like a good middle of the lane deck. I mean, those are the type of decks that like pay you the most for playing them a lot.
Right.
Like, you learn everything that you can do with them, and they're not super strong against anything, but they're not super weak against anything either.
Right.
So it just leans into you having a really good knowledge of whatever your format is that you're playing.
Right. It rewards you for having that knowledge.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I play a deck into the ground.
Nice.
Like, as long as it's even slightly viable, I'll keep playing it. So it's helpful for me to play a deck that doesn't just lose, like, because it happens to only be good at, like, one thing.
Right. I was the same way, but I was playing standard, and then my deck got rotated. This is like Khans of Tarkir standard. I was like super.
Oh, you're throwing this way back.
Yeah.
You're like, I haven't played a 60-card format in years.
Yeah. Yeah, I was playing Modern Storm when I could play Pyromaster's Ascension.
I mean, you can play Storm again now.
Really?
Ruby Storm is a deck. Look, Nadu has pushed all the cool decks out, but Ruby Storm is a deck. It is a viable deck, and not hard. I mean, if you have old Storm pieces,
Yeah.
like, you just need a few updates and you could play the deck.
I was on the oh gosh, it was the Aria that like gained your opponent life, but then dealt damage when you cast non-creature spells from MH1.
Sure.
I was on that. I was like, big brain.
Yeah, I was gonna say some galaxy brain stuff over here. Murktide is the best. Shout out to Dishonor over here.
Oh, Dishonor's my guy.
There you go.
Shout out
Well,
Shelby in
apparently my
Vegas.
guy now.
Whoa, he's got a signed Japanese playset of his Murktides. His
Nice.
deck's almost entirely Japanese.
I think I just got my Murktide signed by, gosh, what is his name?
Lucas Graciano?
Yeah, because he was here at Rockets
Oh, that's sick.
like a couple months back. So
super hype.
I got mine on signed.
Nice. Shout out Dishonor RS. Shelby, you're my goat. He's not a goat.
But yeah, the Ruby Storm deck plays the new Ral, the Flipwalker,
Monsoon Mage.
plus the energy amulet that, like, whenever you play a card from exile, like, your opponent takes a damage. So
Oh, that's cool.
There's some really interesting, like, new interactions in it.
Nice.
The new energy decks are really cool. When I saw spoilers, I wasn't expecting the energy cards in MH3 to be like that impactful. But they really go together so well that, like, you can't ignore how powerful. And I mean, Wrath of the Skies is an insane card. Like, it's just so strong because it just pays you off for having energy. And then, oh, are we already starting out here?
We have a turn 0 Gemstone followed by a Leyline of Anticipation. Let's go! Leyline! Oh my goodness. We're gonna do the Rog thing quicker, faster, and better than you. Oh my
Ryan
goodness.
said he's ready.
Oh,
He's ready to put a win on this.
I think he has 2 cards in hand. Worth it. Absolutely worth it. Oh my. I'm in shock right now.
He's like, if it gets to my turn, we're doing it. It'd be sad if it doesn't get to his turn.
I'm like shaking right now. A Leyline of Anticipation, y'all. Okay, looks like we did the same for Extreme Tower, sack Rog, cast Arcane Signet, cast Mana Vault,
Sure.
recast Rog Pass.
It's like, how is this arguably slower than before? But it is.
Oh,
Oh no, help.
much faster.
This is a lot of mana. Okay. Yep.
Oh,
Floating them.
what are we doing?
He's like, I didn't think about it.
It's like
You're just sacking for me.
oh, recasting Rog.
Okay. Oh,
2 black.
sure.
Diabolic Intent.
Okay.
Man, Rog has had a rough
Yeah, I
turn.
was like, Rog is getting the business here.
Oh, Sergio has
Oh.
Flare targeting Diabolic Intent,
Oh.
sacking Rog.
Interaction. This is the first flare
Yeah,
that we've seen. This is the third game.
yeah. He did it with some Flare too.
Yeah, he was ready.
He was ready. Oh my. So
So I'll go get something cool.
yeah, Sergio like, I'm not waiting. I cannot believe Leyline of Anticipation is on the battlefield right now. He can just flash in Rog.
I just wanted to get to his turn.
I don't think it will.
How sad to start out so flashy and then possibly just not get a chance anyway.
Well, he basically mulled the 1 now. I think he has like 1 card in hand. Exiled his Adawara. Okay, Zane is choosing to Diabolic Intent for a Lotus Petal. Notably, will not have Flash because he does not have a Ley Line of Anticipation.
Notably.
And he's cracking it, casting the Remora.
Fisharoo.
Slowest starts I've ever seen of any of these guys.
It's like, wow, are we actually going to pass to Ryan?
Falling asleep looking at this, guys. Come on. Okay, are we flashed in the Rog?
There we go. Ryan got a turn.
Okay.
Land go.
I think he only kept this off the back of Layla. Maybe he was hoping he would get wheeled. And
Sure.
like
He's like, well, that's not an unreasonable thing, right?
Right.
Being he's third in line here, so
it's so awesome. I love it. Mikey hates the hot dog man.
oh no.
Oh no. He hate me because he ain't me.
Oh,
Shout out Mikey. He's a friend.
okay.
I'm not picking fights in chat, I promise.